Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy JP, and in today's video I want to give you an update on my thoughts of the best ways to lose butt fat. So recently, believe it or not, my butt fat actually came back. So I actually had those moments of a bit of insecurity again, where my butt was sticking out. It was just nothing crazy, but enough to notice it. My weight ballooned up to about 90 kilos, which is a lot higher than I like to be. Typically I look at my best about 84, 85 kilos. Right now I'm about 85.5, 86. So I've managed to drop about 4 kilos, and that's made a huge difference. Now, the best way to lose butt fat is to not concentrate on just your butt fat alone, number one. You just need to drop body fat on your overall body. So you just need to lower your body fat percentage. And the fastest way to do that is to simply drop weight. Now, when you're dropping weights, you want to make sure that you are lifting weights as well. Because if you aren't lifting weights and you have a high level of body fat, even if you lose weight, you'll still have quite a high body fat percentage, because when it comes to body fat, you want to have a lot of muscle as well. So picture yourself at the weight you are right now. Imagine that same weight being 100% muscle. You're going to look completely different to how you look now, or versus you being 100% fat. Not that that's possible, but just for the example's sake, you're still going to have that butt sticking out, even if you are lighter. So you don't want to just focus on losing body fat. You want to have muscle too. And really, having butt fat is just a form of being skinny fat. It's just with your genetics, you store it in your butt, where most guys might store it in their chest, might store it in their lower backs or their stomachs. And this is for the majority of the case. So what you want to do is focus on dropping weights. It's really that simple. And the best way to do that is you want to weigh yourself every day, firstly. That's number one, for the awareness. Because if you aren't even aware of where your weight is, where it's at, what was at yesterday, what was at this morning, you're going to have no idea what's going on, if what you're doing is working or not. You're going to be essentially shooting in the dark and guessing, which can be extremely frustrating. So that's number one. Get some scales. First thing in the morning, use the bathroom, weigh yourself. And it's not always going to be linear. You're not always going to be consistently losing weight. Sometimes you might gain some. Sometimes, depending on if you've had your elimination process, you might weigh a bit more, weigh a bit less, depending on that. But you should notice a trend. And healthy weight loss is about a kilo, half a kilo to a kilo a week. So really and truly, if you aim for 100 to 200 grams a day weight loss, that's how you know you're on the right track. Because 200 grams a day, you're losing about a kilo, almost a kilo and a half. 100 grams, you're losing almost a kilo in a week. So that's good progress. So you want to make sure in your process that you are really focusing on cutting out processed foods. That's really going to get you. Potato chips, cookies, chocolate. All of these foods are going to not just cause you to hold on to weight, but you're going to increase weight. The fats of these chemicals, you just don't know how they're processed, and they do impact your metabolism a lot. So if you want to lose weight, you want to focus on whole foods. Typically, you might want to reduce your carb intake somewhat. Not that you have to go keto or have zero carbs, but that's also a faster way to drop these pounds, drop that butt fat as well. What's going to be critical is that you are reducing your sugar intake. And that counts for all sugars, even fruit. Because sugars are going to be the number one thing that's going to go to your butt fat, that's going to increase your body fat percentage, that's going to prevent you from losing weight. So you really want to focus on dropping your sugars. So if you have a sweet tooth, Unfortunately, you're gonna have to switch that up. You're gonna have to change that. Savory is fine. So if you're used to having something sweet, even diet sodas, I'm not too convinced. But if you have to have something sweet, if you have to have a sweet drink, go for something sugar-free. But ideally, just cut out the sugars as much as you can and go for savory. If you have any cravings, go for something like popcorn. That's what I've been doing. I go for, if I want a snack, I'll just have some salted popcorn made from scratch. And it does wonders. You can almost eat as much as you want. You're not really gonna gain any pounds. It's not really gonna affect your weight loss. However, you can have too many fruits, too many grapes, oranges. You can have too much of that, dates. And you might think that you're eating healthy, but little do you know, you're gonna weigh yourself in the morning and you're gonna affect your results. So that's one thing I've noticed. Obviously, I have to speak for myself, but that's huge. Sugar is really the enemy on your journey. Fruit juices, fruits, anything with sugar, you're gonna slow down your progress. So cut out the sugars for savory and you'll be fine. But I'm not saying savory like potato chips or anything like that. But just wholesome foods, fruits from the earth, potatoes, chicken, fish, meat. It's gonna help you a lot. Also, watch for portion sizes. So what you can do is you can have smaller plates, for example. Don't stuff your plates, don't go for seconds. Make sure when you eat, you drink a lot of water so you're not feeling too hungry. And keep an eye out for how many meals you have in a day. So 2 to 3 meals is fine. With a snack of popcorn, that'll be perfect. If you're having 5, 6 meals, then don't be surprised when you jump on the scale and the numbers have gone up. Also, a big game changer. I know I've had different opinions, but for me, walking is huge. If you get 10,000 steps a day, 20,000 steps a day, and you're watching your diet, you're gonna see that weight drop fast. I promise you. So if you've got somewhere you can walk around the park, do a couple laps, walk around the neighborhood, do that consistently, 10 to 20k steps a day is gonna make a huge difference. I don't necessarily believe in doing high intensity cardio, sprints and burpees and things like that because it's harder to maintain. It's harder to stick to long term. However, whatever you're doing, you can easily go for a walk. Just go for a couple laps, get some fresh air. You could do something like this, film content, or you can listen to an audiobook and make it productive. And it's just easy on the joints. And it definitely makes a difference. If you've got an Apple Watch or got your iPhone or any counter, you can track your steps. And it's gonna make a huge difference because if you're sedentary and you're not moving throughout the day, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to be able to restrict your eating enough to drop weight. It literally is gonna be a ton harder. So just go for a walk. Go for your walk to the gym. That can easily be 3,000-4,000 steps in a day. And then do a couple extra laps later on. That's gonna make a huge difference as well. So cardio, make sure you get that in. But even more importantly, you wanna make sure you're lifting weights. Heavy weights, heavy is the key. You doing light weights, 15, 20 reps, it's just a splash in the ocean. Whereas if you're lifting heavy, 8 to 12 reps, or even 6 to 12 reps, in that range, every week you're pushing harder, lifting more, you're training your chest, your back, your shoulders, you're training your legs, your core. The whole body needs to be trained for you to have the best chance of losing butt fat. Doing things like the exercise bike, or you're not focusing right now on targeting your butt or your legs, but you're focusing on your whole body. You're gonna need to do a mix of compound exercises and isolation exercises. It's really bodybuilding, that's what we're about, or that's what I'm about. So you're not targeting a specific body part, you're training the whole body. And don't skip out any exercises. You should be doing the squats, you should be doing the lunges, you should be doing the hip thrusts, you should be doing the deadlifts. They all count, and they're all gonna make a huge difference at the end of the day when it comes to transforming your physique. From soft, skinny arms, big butt, skinny legs, to having a body that you're proud of. And that's at the end of the day, that's what we're in it for. And on top of that, you need that consistency. There's no point you following this advice and doing this for 2 weeks or 2 months. This is years. I've been training since 2009, and I'm still perfecting the physique. There'll be good times and bad times, there'll be injuries, illnesses, but if you stay consistent, then eventually you're gonna have a body that you love and you won't be able to get enough of. So if you're watching this now, if you're like 17, 18, just picture yourself when you're 22, 23. If you put in the work now, you're gonna be so proud of yourself later. So essentially, this is you're in for the long term. This is a long-term thing. This is not you dropping body fat over the next couple of weeks. This is you lifting hard, eating the right foods, adjusting your body chemistry, lifting heavy weights, eating good food, increase your testosterone. You're gonna see a huge difference over time. It's gonna be a game changer. So start now. You're really gonna wish you did this 5 years ago, 10 years ago, obviously depending on your age. But it's really not too late to start. You just gotta have that mindset. For me, I'm training 4 days a week. I've been doing that for the last year or so, maybe longer. So Mondays typically will be chest and triceps. So I'll start off, I'll do either be a bench press, heavy bench press, or dumbbell press. I'm doing roughly 8 to 12 reps. Sometimes I go as low as 6 and I'm lifting heavy. Like I'm trying to lift the most in the gym. I'm trying to win against life. So number one, I'm lifting more than I did the previous week. And if I was you, if I was new, I would actually be writing down my performance each week in your phone, keep a note. Or what you can do is just mentally, you'll know, oh, okay, last week I hit 30 kilos, dumbbells. Okay, this week I'm gonna hype myself up and see if I can hit 32. And you just keep going. Before you know it, you're hitting the max, 50 kg, or whatever is in your gym. And you just know, if you're a man that's lifted heavy weight, you're not gonna have a problem with butt fat, especially if you're lean as well. If you've got visible abs, that's gonna be a big sign, because if you don't have visible abs, then chances are you're gonna have butt fat, especially if you've got that genetic condition, you've got the steatopedia, you're storing the fat in your butt. If you don't have visible abs, then you know you've got a lot of work to do. But just be patient, guys. Just be patient. A lot of you watching this, I know you're not active. I know you're playing video games, you're watching TV too much, you're on social media too much, on TikTok. Once you switch that around and you really focus on training, lifting heavy, performance, you're just gonna notice things change. And you're gonna see yourself in the mirror and know that you're seeing progress, to the point where you're gonna look at yourself, your side profile, whatever it is, and you're just gonna be proud of the physique. You're gonna change that soft physique into a hard body, where people are gonna be asking you, how do you train? What do you do? And it's all a mindset. Set your vision board. That's one thing I did. I picked a fitness influencer that really inspired me, and I had a picture, and I was like, I wanna look like that guy. I never wanna have that feeling of being unconfident or insecure about my body. I wanna love my body. And obviously you got this whole body positivity, every different shapes and sizes, but we all know that your favorite superhero is probably not looking how you're looking right now. And that's why The Rock and Arnold Schwarzenegger have been some of the highest grossing actors of all time, because they look in incredible shape. And you can too. It just takes patience. Number one, you have to decide that that's something that you want to do. Number one. Number two, that's where you need to take action. And number three, you have to be consistent. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. I have to keep telling you that. When I first started training, in my head, I'm like, I'm giving myself 10 years, 10 whole years to do this. And I knew that whoever I cared about now, I knew they weren't gonna be around to see the progress. And I just didn't care. So if you're trying to get in shape, maybe there's a girl you like, or there's a group of friends you wanna feel better around, or a social group, you're gonna have to forget them, because they're probably not gonna be in your life by the time you see great results. And that's fine. At the end of the day, this is a journey. This is you versus you. And transforming your body is not easy. That's why most people won't get there. Because you think about it, you go to your gym, and the people that train regularly are a fraction of the population. I don't have stats, but you can easily say people that train have been training for the last year and have not skipped more than 2 weeks out of the gym. You're talking about probably less than 1% of the population. And you look at those people in the gym, how many people are in even that great shape? So to do this is not easy, but just be consistent. Use that gym time as learning time. If you hate the gym, try and make it fun. Listen to your favorite music, listen to an audiobook. A lot of times when I'm in the gym, I'm listening to training, sales training, business training. So I'm trying to work on my mind and my body at the same time. It's never a waste of time. And for me, the gym it's a spiritual process, the gym. Because if you've been around on this earth for any amount of time, you're gonna go through some hardships, go through some challenges. Sometimes you feel like life is just beating you up. If life was a person, sometimes you just love to kick it in the face. But the gym is where you can battle against life. It's where you can really win. It's where you can be like, I'm not gonna let this weight beat me, I'm gonna beat this weight. Watch, I'm doing things that you might look around, you're lifting weights that people could only dream of lifting. And you can be that guy. It's just about the mindset, it's just about the hunger and wanting it and making it happen. Manifest it. Set the goal, and each day just work towards achieving it. You might start off and you might not even be able to push 10 kilos, 15 kilos. And I've been there very recently. If you've had an injury or illness, you might be that guy, and you might be watching everyone else lifting the heavy weights, and you might feel insecure and uncomfortable and inadequate. And I have been there very recently. And it just is what it is. Do what you gotta do, wear a jumper, just don't watch other people, and just focus on what you need to do. Because eventually, if you stick it long enough and you don't give up, you're gonna win against life. You're gonna transform that body. You won't be soft, you won't have that butt fat sticking out. You're gonna have that confidence, you're gonna feel proud, have that self-esteem, destroy that insecurity. It's just a matter of time, I promise. And take inspiration from YouTube, as much inspiration as you can. Watch my other videos, as many videos as you can. It's possible. You don't have to look at getting surgery or doing any bullshit like that. I don't know if there's even surgery for it. And as I always say, balance out your body. If you're skinny, then you're always gonna be fighting an uphill battle when it comes to dropping butt fat. You don't have to be huge. I mean, I'm not even huge. I'm not huge. But it's enough where I have extra muscle on me, my metabolism is faster, my body fat is lower, and my butt is in proportion. I mean, I haven't got a flat butt by all means. I've got an athletic butt, which I'm very proud of. And I would not get rid of it. It's something that women like. There's some sex appeal there, and I would not change it for the world. But I've balanced out the body where it makes sense, to the point where if I didn't have a butt, I would look weird. People would probably accuse me of skipping leg day. I might be even insecure. If I had no butt, I would be very insecure. I wouldn't like that at all. But for me, it's perfect. Train your legs as well. Don't be scared of training your legs. Because if you've got a fat butt and skinny legs, that's embarrassing. And that was me for a long time. Even though I built my upper body, the legs, the hamstrings weren't developed, and you can still have a bit of insecurity there. So make sure you're training everything. Balanced body, almost like a bodybuilder. Just look at your body like an art masterpiece. You're crafting it. So first stage, you're building it up. Don't worry too much about the butt fat. You're building it up, you're getting stronger. You're building muscles, your chest, your shoulders, your back, your legs. And then once you've built enough, you're strong, then keep lifting heavy and just peel back that fat to reveal the masterpiece. It's just like bodybuilding. Just follow famous bodybuilders. It's the same process. Don't worry if they're huge or taking steroids, because the fundamentals are still there. I still listen to the classics like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I still listen to him, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, because the principle is the same. We're in the game of aesthetics, looking good, feeling good, confidence. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.